So,
say hey.
So, it's a good girl.
When I wake up early in the morning,
You're adorable.
and when I come home at night,
It's the most LA thing ever, the drop top, but when in LA, hanging out with Dr. Kojo.
Hey, it's just Kojo. Just having a good time. Thank you for featuring me. I appreciate it.
We're here for the 73 question interview series. We'll be doing that shortly, but now let's just hang out.
For sure. Let's get it.
it's only night. I try to make this world a little brighter. The flame was put to rest. Now everything is covered in blue.
This is unreal. Also, your car is incredible,
Oh, I appreciate it.
by the way.
I appreciate
Red leather seats and everything.
it. Yeah.
I'm so out of my element.
No, this is good.
It's so different out here, man. I love it.
Yeah, you should come out here. Work for Kaiser.
Work for Kaiser. I'll see if they want to accept me to their residency program.
Sure, UCLA. Come and do it.
Hey, UCLA, hit me up, please.
Oh, you used to tell me.
Finished up breakfast, lunch.
Yeah.
I don't know what time it is. I'm still jet lagged.
It's close to 1, but the food was really good. I like to rate the food whenever I go somewhere, so I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I was digging it. The food was good.
Yeah. So
Me.
heading back to the place, getting ready to do the interview, and then we'll sit down and chat about kind of how LA has been as a medical professional, and then some of your work on social media. Right?
It's awesome, man. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be good. I'll give it everything that I got.
Yeah, it's always so much fun meeting other creators in cities, and like truly, really, I never expected to be here ever in my life filming. So this is a great time.
No, I'm happy because we spoke about it for months, and I was like, I would love to be able to do this. So shout out to my assistant for like allowing this thing to happen. But this is cool, and anybody coming back from Augusta to LA, a lot of love for that person. So I'm excited to. And grateful that you would have me on. It means a lot.
Oh yeah, by the way, he was faculty at MCG for a little bit, which I didn't even know. It's a small world.
Yeah, I was an adjunct clinical instructor for the nursing students there, and I actually taught the schizophrenia and mood disorder modules. So yeah, I did a little bit of both out there. Pretty cool.
It's a really small world, and MCG in Georgia holds a lot more weight and pulls a lot more strings than I ever expected.
Yeah, and like we're the trailblazers for the school, so I'm so happy that we can represent the school. And I think I'm doing my best to be a good ambassador for not only the school but also Augusta, Georgia, out here in California. So I think we're collectively doing a good job.
Gotta represent.
You have to represent. Yes, sir.
This is unreal.
It's wild, right? It's crazy.
Top of Mulholland Drive, or
Right.
not top, somewhere along this.
Yeah, so this is one of the overlook areas. I think it's like the scenic overlook on Mulholland. This is one of my favorite places to come. I'll just come out here for a mental health break, just look at the sign and just take time and practice being grateful. I love it out here. We're having fun.
This is great. Just full shameless influencer mode at this point. Yeah, so first off, thank you so much,
I
Dr.
appreciate
Kojo,
it.
for just, having me in LA. This is amazing.
I appreciate you.
For those of you guys who don't know who Dr. Kojo is, you want to just briefly introduce yourself and describe the content that you make in your own words.
Okay, so My name is Dr. Kojo Sarfo. I'm an entertainer, influencer, actor here in Los Angeles, California. I have a medical background through the nursing track, so I have a DNP degree, Doctorate of Nursing Practice, with a specialty in psychiatry and mental health, which means that I'm a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. And I started off in forensic psychiatry, did it for 1.5 years, and that's where I stumbled upon TikTok. And I just started to kind of just fool around and post like skits here and there. And people were so curious and they wanted to know about, the nurse practitioner track, and they wanted to know about why I chose this, field, and how, and this is right before the pandemic hit too.
Yeah.
So as the pandemic hit, then people would ask about, mental health tips and wellness, and I was able to find like a funny and informative way to, push that content out. But my content is pretty much aimed at, breaking the stigma that's attached to mental health conditions and allowing people to feel okay to not be okay, right? And to go through the general, the normal ups and downs that you see in life without having that shame, because it's the shame that prevents people from going out to seek the help. So that's what my content revolves around. And it's evolving. We go from skits to acting to some of the music, and no two videos could be alike, but I still want people to feel that emotion, where they can be themselves and they don't have to hide the fact that they're struggling with a mental health condition, anxiety, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, ADHD, which I talk a lot about.
Yeah.
So just making people feel a little less alone is what my content is based on. And that was a long-winded answer, but
that was a good answer.
Yeah.
So let's see. You're not a physician. You're a doctor of nurse practitioning. Nurse practitioner.
Correct. Right. So not a physician. So when people see the DNP, a lot of times people are confused because people are familiar with the MD, right?
Yeah.
DO, even PhD and PsyD,
yep.
which psychologists have.
Yep.
Anybody can have a PhD, but psychologists is PhD or PsyD.
Yep.
So people see DNP and people are like, what in the world is a DNP, right? And it's a fairly new degree. And shout out to Augusta University, back home, rooting for the hometown team. Augusta University created the DNP program, I want to say in 2016. So it's a Doctorate of Nursing Practice program, right? So once you complete the program, you become a board well, you have to pass boards first, but you become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and then you can go pass boards to be board certified, right? And you can either get the NP or you can get the DNP, and the DNP allows you to advocate for the profession more, right? You can advocate more for nurse practitioners. You can teach at the highest level.
Yep.
It's helpful for those who want to be tenured in academia. It's helpful for those who want to do research. And even though I'm doing social media now and it's all the acting and the skits, I would love to be able to partner up with a university and get funding to look into different ways to help out people. I think that's another value of the DNP degree. Like, you're able to break down evidence and know more about research, but it's not a doctorate in the clinical setting, and that distinguishes it from the MD or the DO. So a lot of times people will have a question. I don't know if this is a question you'll ask me eventually, but people will say,
might be,
can they call you doctor in the clinical setting? And I'll tell my patients, I'll say, hey, if you want to call me Dr. Sarfo, Dr. Kojo, whatever, you can, but I'm a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner and I have a doctorate. So sometimes they'll say, hey doc, or back in Virginia, the patients would say, hey Sarfo, so I'm like, hey, whatever you like. But if you do allow somebody to call you doctor in the clinical setting, it's controversial. You always have to distinguish and say, I'm not a physician, I'm not a medical doctor, just so that kind of like how psychologists would say, oh, I'm not that type of doctor. I'm a psychologist and I'm more on the therapy side. You just have to distinguish and let them know. And it's a great chance for you to also tell people what nurse practitioners do, because people don't really understand the role of a nurse practitioner. So when they say, oh, you're a DNP, it gives you the chance to say, yeah, I'm a nurse practitioner. This is what I do. This is what I can't do. This is what I can do. And this is my role within the healthcare team.
That's a really, really good response. And this is why I love traveling and meeting not just other physicians, but other healthcare workers in general.
Right.
Because there's just so many options to choose from.
Right.
And some that, you're teaching me things. I didn't know too much about this degree and the process.
Right.
And if I'm learning something, that means you guys are too. So I'm really happy to be out here to, one, CLA, but two, just learn so much about a different healthcare field.
Right. And I appreciate it. Like, even, and I told you this, like, even the curiosity that you have as an aspiring physician, and some of the people who watch this in a couple of years, you'll be a physician by then. Just the curiosity that you have in the nurse practitioner or in the DNP track, it means a lot to me personally. And I'm probably speaking on behalf of all nurse practitioners. It does mean a lot to us because a lot of times, you know, within the healthcare team, everybody wants to, you know, feel like they belong. They want to feel like their role means something. So sometimes people will think, I'm just a nurse. I'm just a nurse practitioner. I can't do this or I can't do that. But nobody should feel like the role doesn't matter. From the janitor to the attending physician, everybody's role matters. So your curiosity and, you know, the DNP degree and my track, it means a lot.
Yeah, it's all about building up teamwork, and no role is greater than the other, really. At the end of the day, there's a patient on the other side that needs our help.
Exactly. So
we're going to work together to make sure that that patient's taken care of.
Right. And I'm happy you said that, because when you have patient-centered care, if you worry about the patient, then you're not getting caught up with, oh, I have a doctorate degree, you know, because sometimes people will say, oh, I have a doctorate degree, and then there's nurse practitioners who only have a master's, right? Yeah. Why is somebody with a doctorate better than somebody with a master's? You're all the same within the like, for the patient doesn't care if you went to school here or there. The patient's life is on the line, and it's up to you to do whatever you can to help save a life. So if you're worried, sometimes we're worried about the wrong thing. So if you're worried about the right things and the goal is how to help the patient out, then I'm very confident that we'll be able to do that and make a positive change in their life and get the desired outcomes.
For sure. That is a great answer. You want to keep on driving?
For sure. Let's do it.
Here she comes like the rays of the sun, she shines. A 10 out of 10, Lord, she's no less than a dime.
Hey, welcome to the vlog. We just finished the interview, the 73 questions. It was cooler than I thought. So I can't wait for you all to see it. I can't wait for myself to see it.
All right, you guys never get to see what it looks like when I'm filming these. So you're holding my phone, but I'll just use, say, my wallet as my phone. So like, I would literally come in through the door like this, and then you guys will see this in the actual video. Stairs are my worst enemy during filming these. So like, Kojo, you had to go up these stairs, right? Right. So I'm over here like trying to ask questions, and then like trying to manipulate the camera like this to keep you in frame. And I'm like, the entire time I'm trying to not be out of breath and not like fall down the stairs and drop like $1,000 camera. And this is what I look like. You guys don't understand how difficult it is to make these happen.
No, you did a good job. And you got I thought if that was bad, I was like, I want bad. It
wasn't that bad, but you guys don't understand how difficult it is to do these.
It's super hard.
There's 1,000,001 things going on in here when I film.
Yeah, I have a newfound appreciation.
I appreciate it.
This is difficult.
And carry on. Here she comes like the rays of the sun, she shines. 10 out of 10, Lord, she's no less than a dime. Sets my soul on fire and helps me unwind. She's the right kind of woman to help me feel fine. 'Cause I've been waiting for most of my life to have this love come and bury my strife and carry on. and carry on, yeah. Oh, oh,
All right, so it's been a blast to have Andy out here in LA. You know, having somebody who's from Augusta, Georgia, it takes me back to a place where I was, you know, someone also working on my doctorate and, you know, a student. And there's so many people that were kind to me along the way. So, you know, I have good memories whenever I'm reminded about anything that remotely reminds me of Augusta, Georgia. So it's been a blast to have Andy out here, and hopefully I've taught him something. Hopefully you all who watched it have learned something from, you know, my journey and what I stand for. So I'm fortunate that he even had an interest to come out here and highlight my story. So it means a lot. Thank you so much.
Yep. And for real, it's been only like 36 hours for me in LA, but every moment's been a complete joy. So thank you so much, Kojo. Dude.
Yeah, I appreciate you, boss.
And best of luck with everything. Not that you need it. Absolutely blowing up. Doing great work. So
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We'll see you guys back in Georgia.
Take care.